VJ Edgecombe returned yesterday. The first half did not go well. The second half did. And today we take a look at the film. So just like his first Summer League game, he starts out with the turnover. Initially, he does a great job running his defender into the screen, forcing the big on him. He opts for the lob. That ends up being a tight, heavily contested window, and it leads to a turnover. I think him slowing up initially screwed him over. If he hits the Jets here, he can either get to the rim or force Janai Broom's man to commit to him. Kick out three-pointer. Now we get a nice double-team block. VJ's assignment cuts into traffic, so there's no reason to worry about him. Bona officially cleans it up with the help of VJ on the side. And then a nice job pushing it up the court, getting early offense, setting up Edwards for a free driving lane, just an unfortunate roll at the rim. Overall, he just wasn't as aggressive, wasn't as locked in as his first game right away. For example, here he gets caught ball watching, and it leads to an open three-pointer. And unlike his first pick and roll rep, the defender is not fazed by the screen sticking onto him. He does a nice job carving into his defender's path to get him on his back. Still, the spacing is not ideal. Probably has a kick out pass, but also that defender could be baiting it. Hence why he was able to challenge the rim protector. Seems like he got all arm on that contest, no foul call. Despite the result, I really like the pace and the way he was able to get his initial defender behind him. Instead of playing slow during this action like he has been, the Sixers get him accelerating fast downhill as he takes the handoff. The execution on the screen isn't great. The initial defender snaked through it with ease. He decides to take on the challenge of finishing with the left over a rim protector. You could tell he doesn't have much control when laying it up with the weak hand. Definitely needs to work on that. But also, he clearly got fouled on this play. Overall, he had the Tyrese Maxey whistle early on. On this one, the defender is heavily playing his right hand, and at this point, Broom has to adjust the screen. He just doesn't, so VJ does it himself, and again, a Chris Paul type of move. Broom is now open on the perimeter. Nice job beating the closeout by him. Nice pass back to VJ into another quick decision. That should be a three-pointer. Unfortunately, Jalen Hood-Schifino cannot shoot the rock. So now, VJ catches a grenade. He's indecisive, and it leads to a horrible contested missed three. But once again, despite the result, I like the offense created by Broom and VJ on that one. Hunter Salas then creates him an open look from three, but he airballs it. Seems like the injury was causing him problems early on in terms of aggressiveness and also shooting-wise. Nice job doing the little things during this sequence. I enjoy seeing him seal off his crashing defender to get the rebound. Sixers miss on the other end, and now he's in a one-on-two situation. He baits the pass perfectly, resulting in a turnover for Washington. The Sixers execute the Spain pick and roll to perfection. Unfortunate miss. At least this one hit the rim. Good to see his offensive struggles not really affecting his engagement on defense. Nice possession from him here, especially late in the shot clock. Next time he checked in, he really turned into a point guard. This was a good 3-minute stretch from him. And this right here is what I call a man's rebound. Skying high for that one around others in traffic. Then he pushes the pace, locates his teammate, gets fancy a bit with a no-look pass, and it's a dunk. Now he finds the open white boy. Could have been a shot. He gets it back, though, and immediately attacks the seam, creating a butt-naked open corner three-pointer for Aluma. Early on here, he nearly turns the ball over, getting lackadaisical, quickly recovers. Nice setup and handle here. He doesn't really use the screen, so the defender beats him initially, but that felt like on purpose. Absorbed the contact, 1-pound dribble, and a between. Back the other way. Now Broom can headhunt his defender, and that forces a switch. He could have forced the entry pass to Broom, but look at AJ Johnson. He seems to be lurking that pass, which results in his guy, Justin Edwards, leaking open, and VJ notices that, and it's a free three-pointer. I really enjoyed that possession from VJ. I thought he processed the floor very well. Overall, there was a lot of bad from him in the first half, but the first 3 minutes of the second quarter, he was passing and playmaking in a variety of ways. You could tell scoring-wise he was a bit in his head in the first half, probably affected by the injury because he misses another bunny at the rim. I will say he has a tendency to pick up his dribble earlier than he has to. Maybe another quick dribble before the reach-in, and then he would clap it off the backboard instead of fading off balance. But now we got the last play of the half. He's pressuring the ball handler, cuts him off, then goes under and over to get right back on his guy. Then later in that same possession, he's active off ball, ends up getting a very impactful contest. The second half started and he was immediately in attack mode. A nice spin move opens him up and nearly loses it, but he regains control. At this point, he says, I'm either dunking it on his head or drawing a foul, and he finally got a call. 6 of 6 from the free throw line, by the way. His form looks very good from there. On this one, he set a screen early in the shot clock to get a slower footed center on him. Later on, he attacks that mismatch, nearly gets rim stuffed, but he fought through it. Then next time on defense, he accepts the switch and says, I refuse to get screened, and that destroys their flow early on. Then we have a Bona rejection at the rim. He had 8 blocks, crazy, and it leads to an alley-oop. Next time on defense, VJ stays attached, forcing a pass, then accepts the switch with a passion. Pitch perfect, physical, hard-nosed defense. Then he stays straight up, and it results in a shot clock violation. Come on now. Here he's getting pressured, stays composed with this dribble combo. They switch, but the defenders drop back, so he makes the right read. Just an unfortunate miss. Another missed bunny from him. The pace and process is near perfect. He ball fakes, and that takes the rim protector out of the play. But look at how far he's taking his first step. Not only that, but he doesn't go fully toward the rim. Near the end, you could see him fading away a bit, making it tougher than it had to be. And again, you see him have the mismatch. He gets in his bag a bit here, between crossover, another between crossover. Looks smooth and quick, by the way. Unfortunately, the defender's length helps him recover, and I think that affected his shot. Don't worry though, he ended the game very strong. The ball pressure on this one works against the Wizards in my opinion. After the ghost screen from Bona, he has so much space to pick up speed. Comboed with a nice in and out left hand dribble, I mean the big man just stands no chance. And notice he made the adjustment, an extra dribble. First step is a bit closer compared to this. Now he's clapping it off the backboard. And then we have the dagger. Finally he gets one to go from deep. Nothing but net as well. Overall, just a great bounce back half from VJ. Could have easily called it a day at halftime. Got in his head mentally. But the slow start really didn't seem to faze him. He just kept fighting. Got more aggressive downhill. Got to the foul line and scored all his points in the second half pretty much. It was great to see that he could impact the game in a variety of ways, even if he's not shooting the ball well. His defense stood out. His passing at times stood out. That was like the only positive in the first half. And then eventually, when it mattered most, his scoring came around.